The number one mistake you can make is thinking everything's as it seems. Imagine this. Someone looks super confident and really charming, but inside, it's like a tangled mess of tricks and insecurity. That's narcissism for you. They act all high and mighty, always craving attention, but they're not big on understanding how others feel. It's like they wear this mask of perfection, but it's hiding a whole bunch of manipulation and doubt. So, to stay safe, you've got to learn to see past the act, spot the signs, pick up on the hints. It's like learning to read between the lines. Let's break it down together so you know what to watch out for. Number 1. Excessive self-importance. You know those people who always seem to think they're the center of the universe? Yeah, those are the ones we're talking about. They love to brag about themselves, like how amazing they are or how much better they are than everyone else. It's like they're constantly blowing their own horn. And when they're not busy singing their own praises, they're putting other people down. They make fun of others or act like they're too good to hang out with certain people. Plus, they expect special treatment all the time, like they're entitled to it. But here's the thing. Deep down, they're not as confident as they seem. Nope. Underneath all that bravado, they're actually pretty insecure. That's why they're always fishing for compliments and seeking approval from everyone around them. If you want to see through their act, just watch how they treat people they think are beneath them. Do they act all high and mighty, or do they show some humility? And pay attention to whether their actions match up with all the big talk they're doing. That's the real telltale sign. So, next time you come across someone like this, keep your eyes peeled and don't buy into their inflated ego. Number 2. Lack of empathy. All right, let's talk about something important. Lack of empathy. Have you ever met someone who just doesn't seem to care about how you or anyone else feels? Well, that's what we're diving into here. See, narcissists have this big problem with empathy. It's like they're missing a piece of the puzzle that helps them understand other people's feelings. Instead of being understanding or caring, they treat people like tools. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. They only care about what others can do for them, not how they're feeling. So, how do you spot this lack of empathy? Well, pay attention to how they react when someone's going through a tough time. Do they offer a shoulder to cry on or just brush it off like it's nothing? That's your clue right there. Genuine concern and compassion. Maybe they're not a narcissist, but if they're all dismissive or making light of other people's struggles, well, you might want to watch out. It's like they're walking around with blinders on, only seeing what matters to them. So keep your eyes peeled for signs of empathy or the lack thereof, and you'll start to see who's who in the empathy game. Number 3. Manipulative behavior. Have you ever felt like someone was trying to pull the strings and control you? Well, that's what we're talking about here. See, narcissists, they've got this knack for manipulation. They might seem all charming and friendly on the outside, but behind that smile, they're working hard to get what they want from you. They'll use all sorts of tricks like flattery, guilt tripping, or even gaslighting to keep you under their thumb. So, how do you spot this manipulation? Trust your gut and keep an eye out for any red flags. If something feels off or doesn't add up, don't ignore it. And watch out for people who always seem too good to be true or never take responsibility for their actions. They might be trying to pull a fast one on you. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries and stand up for yourself if you feel like someone's trying to manipulate you. Don't let them play you like a puppet on a string. Trust yourself, and you'll see through their tricks in no time. Number 4. Boundary violations. Ever had someone who just doesn't respect your personal space or boundaries? Well, that's a big sign we're dealing with here. See, narcissists have this habit of bulldozing over other people's boundaries. They don't see them as important, just obstacles in their way. They might get all up in your personal space, ignore you when you say no, or just completely disregard what you need or want. So, how do you spot this boundary-crossing behavior? Stand up for yourself and make your boundaries clear. See how they react. If they get all mad, act like they don't care, or try to talk you out of it, well, that's a big warning sign. A narcissist will do whatever it takes to get their way, even if it means steamrolling over your boundaries. So don't let them push you around. Stick to your guns and don't back down. Your boundaries are important, and anyone who can't respect them doesn't deserve a place in your life. Number 5. Fragile self-esteem. Let's dive into fragile self-esteem. Ever met someone who seems super confident but crumbles at the slightest hint of criticism? Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. See, narcissists might strut around like they're the kings or queens of the world, but deep down, they're as fragile as glass. They can't handle even the smallest bit of criticism or any hint that they're not perfect. Instead of taking it in stride, they explode or get all defensive, desperate for someone to tell them they're amazing. So, how do you spot this fragile self-esteem? Watch how they react when things don't go their way. Are they open to feedback and willing to learn, or do they lash out and play the blame game? That's your clue right there. A confident person can take criticism in stride, but a narcissist? They'll crumble like a house of cards. So don't be fooled by their facade of confidence. Look for the cracks underneath, and you'll see the real picture. Number 6. Superficial relationships. Do you ever feel like someone's just hanging around you because they want something, not because they genuinely care about you? That's what we're getting into here. See, narcissists, they're pros at building these shallow connections based on how much they can get from you, not on real emotions. They'll surround themselves with people who shower them with praise and support, but it's all surface-level stuff. There's no real depth or authenticity to it. So, how do you see through this fake facade? Look for signs of genuine empathy, reciprocity, and emotional closeness in their relationships. Real connections are built on trust, respect, and understanding, not just flattery and admiration. If you're feeling like you're just a prop in someone's life, it might be time to reevaluate that relationship. You deserve more than just being used for someone else's gain. So don't settle for superficial connections. Hold out for the real thing, where both sides care about each other for who they truly are. Number 7. Lack of accountability. Let's talk about accountability, or rather, the lack of it. You know those people who never seem to admit when they've messed up? Yeah, that's what we're delving into here. See, narcissists, they've got this habit of dodging responsibility like it's a game. They'll blame anyone and anything except themselves for their actions and mistakes. It's like they've got a shield of excuses ready to deflect any criticism that comes their way. So how do you spot this lack of accountability? Hold them to task for what they've done and see how they react. A narcissist will squirm and wriggle, trying to wriggle out of the blame. They'll get defensive, shift the blame onto others, or try to twist the story to make themselves look better. But here's the thing. Accountability means owning up to your actions, not dodging them. So, if someone can't admit when they're wrong, you might be dealing with a narcissist. Keep an eye out for those who refuse to take responsibility for their actions, and you'll see who's willing to own up and who's not. To unveil the narcissist's mask, you've got to be sharp, thoughtful, and trust your gut. By tuning in to the signs of narcissism and peeling back their facade, you can shield yourself from being played, used, or hurt emotionally. Keep in mind that beneath their charming exterior lies a fragile ego hungry for validation. So, listen to your intuition, establish clear boundaries, and put your well-being first when dealing with folks showing narcissistic behaviors. It's about protecting yourself and staying true to who you are amidst the chaos of their manipulation. Trust yourself, and you'll navigate those tricky waters with confidence and strength. Comment down below if you have spotted a narcissist wearing a mask. Let's talk about it in the comments below.